Welcome to another very poorly filmed episode of Mac Music Review, where there's a steering wheel in the way, big steering wheel, there's my hand, in the sun, and I'm burning in this car. It's not even very, hot outside. I'm boiling. This car is like an oven. I'm gonna die. I'm not supposed to be wearing the hat. I'm gonna die. Today we're going to be looking at the album A Head Full of Dreams by Coldplay. This album is, I heard it's the 7th Coldplay album. According to Needle Drop, this is the 7th Coldplay album. And it actually is, it's like a sister album almost, a companion album to Milo Xylo. Or Milo, I don't know how to pronounce it. The one that had Paradise on it. It was, the album cover was like rainbow colored and very bright. And this album, the album cover is rainbow colored, very bright. And it's similar in that this album, it has more poppy, much more vibrant, positive vibe than most Coldplay albums. Coldplay is normally very moody and dark and just generally unhappy sounding. And Milo Xylo was a very upbeat, vibrant record, and this is like a sister album. It's also very vibrant and upbeat and unusual for Coldplay. The album released before this one, Ghost Stories, was a very mellow, moody record, and this one is very upbeat and vibrant with the music, so that's a key difference. In terms of popularity, this album didn't have any radio hits, but it was still... Coldplay is such a big band, this album was still very successful, even though it didn't have any big hits. The music videos for these songs literally have hundreds of millions of views. I think the music video for Him for the Weekend has nearly 1 billion views. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. There are actually 2 guest artists on this album. Beyonce, interestingly, and that's another thing that makes this kind of similar to Milo Xylo, is that Milo Xylo featured, Rihanna, a famous female pop singer, and this album features Love Toe, a pop, or Tuvlo? No, it's Tuvlo. I think so. Tuvlo on the song Fun, and then Beyonce on Him for the Weekend. So, Love Toe is not super popular, Tuvlo isn't super popular, but Beyonce is a very, very famous name in the pop industry. The pop world. Like I already said, musically, this is a very upbeat, positive record. You just have to listen to the song. Listen to, any of the songs in this album are super upbeat and positive. A Head Full of Dreams. Adventure of a Lifetime has this super upbeat vocal samples and just it's danceable. Head Full of Dreams is a very upbeat song, but Adventure of a Lifetime is literally something that was made to be danced to. Him for the Weekend is a club banger. That's what it's been described as. Literally just something that you're playing in the club and dancing along to and having a good time. And some of the other songs in this album are much slower, like Everglow or Birds or Fun or even Up and Up. And while they're slower, they're still positive. The lyrics and the overall tone of the songs are still upbeat, even though the music is kind of slow. As far as lyrics go, the lyrics are just overall, in general, very positive. The lyrics are very positive. They're very uplifting or upbeat, and a lot of the lyrics are, love songs. Adventure of a Lifetime, what is it? Oh, I can't remember I always forget the lyrics. This song was stuck in my head earlier today. The whole thing is just a love song. And then you also have songs like Him for the Weekend, which is just a party song with love songs. Put Your Wings on Me When I'm So Heavy, blah, 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 blah. The second half of the song, Army of One, is a very, almost R&B-esque, really slow, kind of sensual love song, love lyrics on that thing. And then Fun is positive, upbeat. Didn't we have fun? So lyrics on this thing are not super duper dark. And Up is just very uplifting and encouraging. The lyrics are just very uplifting and encouraging on that song. Why didn't I do that earlier? I think musically, in terms of music, A Head Full of Dreams is a very vibrant, energetic, lively, really, honestly, really good sounding album. The music feels organic most of the time. It doesn't feel processed or super unoriginal. It really just sounds alive. It's very lively. Songs like Adventure of a Lifetime, and especially Head Full of Dreams, that's probably my favorite song on this album. Super upbeat. The music just sounds great on that song. Really cool song. Hymn for the Weekend sounds awesome. They make it to be like a banger, like a party song, and it really just sounds awesome. Especially at the end where it goes, right at the end of the song, shoot across the sky. And it just does that at the end, and it just sounds epic, and you're just like, yeah. That's a cool song. I think Army of One musically is a pretty cool song. Even the second half of the song where it gets really slow and dark sounding, I think it actually does sound pretty good. And then Up and Up, very upbeat, lively, encouraging song that honestly just sounds pretty good. Most of the songs in this album have pretty good music. And the slower songs in this album, some of them are legitimately pretty, legitimately nice, some of them even possibly beautiful. Everglow, Birds, not really fun. Fun is kind of boring, but the other songs on here. Musically, A Head Full of Dreams is honestly a really good record. This album, the thing that really gets music critics when talking about this album is not very critically acclaimed by music critics. It has a 60 on Metacritic, and what most people have a problem with is the songwriting. And I guess especially in comparison, and Coldplay fans don't love this album either. They also seem to not really like it. And I think mostly it would be due to the songwriting. The songs on this album are very fluffy. They're very light. And that's not normal for Coldplay. Normally they go into much darker territory, more serious lyrics. And this thing is either just super upbeat and positive in the lyrics, or they're just these like super shallow love songs. Like Adventure of a Lifetime, all the lyrics, turn your magic on. To me, she'd say, everything you want is a dream away. We are legends every day, making diamonds. I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart beating beneath my skin. It's like, this is the most generic lyrics ever. Especially on the second half of Army of One. That's very generic, sensual pop lyrics, love lyrics on that thing. And then most of the songs on this album, man, the lyrics are... And some of the times, the lyrics are just really boring. Like on the song Fun, where it's like, didn't we have fun? It's like just, it's the lyrics, there's nothing there. It's just boring. And the slower songs, the lyrics are just... But then other songs, I do like the uplifting lyrics on Up and Up, and I do like the positive lyrics on Everglow, and some of these songs, but some of the lyrics are just kind of generic and bland and totally shallow. When I walked away from A Head Full of Dreams, I remember listening to this album like right when it came out. And listening to this album as not a Coldplay fan, I love the song Viva La Viva. So I've always been a fan of that song. And because of that, I was like, hey, it's a new Coldplay album. I'm going to listen to that. And I did. And I like this album. I like this album a good bit when I listen to it. I still like it. I think the music on this album honestly sounds great. This album is the music on this album is engaging, vibrant, lively, and occasionally even magical sounding, I would say. Musically, this record just sounds, it's very positive. It just sounds great. Sometimes very positive and happy, sometimes even beautiful and slow, and just a really good sounding record. I will have to say, I do have a problem with the songwriting on this thing, like other critics. And the songwriting on this album will lead me to say this is not a great album. I would say this is almost a great album because the music and the vocals, I didn't even mention the vocals. Chris Martin's singing actually works very well on this album. Even with these upbeat songs, his voice works in an upbeat tone. I think Beyonce does a good job on Hymn for the Weekend. And all in all, vocally, this is a good record. I think this is almost a great album. It's just for the weaker, mostly for me, I don't have a huge problem with the like uplifting lyrics or the positive lyrics. It's the really shallow love songs. And there are a few songs, or Fun, which is just downright boring and nothing interesting in the lyrics. It's the boring stuff and the love stuff that makes me not love this record. But I do really like this record. I'm going to give this thing a 3.75 out of 5. Yeah, guys. I'm not a Coldplay fan. I think it's just because their style of music is just not not my favorite thing. I like this album. I really do like this album. Just sounds really good. The music is just really good on this album. Their old albums are just very down tempo and moody. And I'm gonna get to my Ghost Stories review. Man, I know some Coldplay fans won't like that because that's kind of Coldplay sort of returning to form, sort of trying to switching from Milo Xylo to try to go back to their roots of very slow music, very slow and serious. And I did not like that album a ton. So we'll see what happens there. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. This is a horribly filmed video. There's the steering wheel. There's the sun. I will try to upload Ghost Stories tomorrow. Yeah.